What is going on, everybody? Today we're doing a final review of the Bestech Sledgehammer. Very interesting Tanto design or chisel design. A lot of guys have different ideas of whether or not it may or may not be a Tanto, but we consider it kind of a Tanto here just because it does have that secondary edge. So for the most part, makes it a Tanto. Overall, this knife has been pretty good. I've carried it and used it a bunch of times. Nothing extremely hardcore, but it works really good. Action's good. Could be a little more drop shotty, but overall not too bad. The secondary detent opening is right about there, so you can see it's an early one, which is nice. I like it. Even though it's not a flipper design, you do have to be a little careful. There's nothing to stop it. I guess if it was really super drop shotty, it would probably catch you. So it's probably just as well that it isn't. So let's give it a little comparison to some other knives, such as the Civivi Brazen, give you an idea size-wise, and PM2 Tanto, and a quick measurement of the knife overall is about 7 inches, so it's a shorter, stubbier knife compared to your, a little over about 8¼ inches of the PM2 and about 8 inches of the Civivi Brazen. So let's just do a quick little weight so we can see where we're at on the weight department. And about 3¼ ounces, so not bad. I'll tell you, it kind of almost feels a little more than that. It's got some nice weight to it, so I like that. I don't like it when a knife is super thin. The lockup is pretty good, pretty aggressive. It's kind of really about 55% or so, somewhere around there. See how that almost got my thumb. So you do have to be careful. There's no flipper tab to catch. So if you release it really quick, she can, and you're pushing too hard, she can get you. So you do have to be a little careful about that. Let's bring in another knife because I just so happen to have it handy, which is the Kaiser Vanguard Land Tanto. So, which is another lovely knife I've enjoyed, as I just did a full review of that knife, so you guys can go and check that knife out. So overall, for 7 inches, it's not bad. I really tend to frown upon anything around 7.5 inches. They just seem to get a little small in the hand, especially if you really do have to really do some manhandling and some really aggressive cutting. You don't want it to slip. The micarta is actually really nice too. It's not super slippery. I've seen better, but again, for the money, it's pretty good. Brain farting on how much I paid for this now. I think it was like $80 or something like that, if I remember correctly, somewhere around there. I'll maybe throw it down in the description so you guys can check it out. But overall action is really pretty good. Excuse me. Overall, fits good in the hand for the most part. It is a very unique Tanto design. Again, when you do compare it to some other, more aggressive Tantos, it definitely has a very different, unique look. And, some guys want to consider that a chisel, but it's also rounded, so it kind of throws it into a very different category from a chisel. But overall, so you can see size-wise how she is as far as that goes, and overall, it's a pretty good knife. I mean, for D2, like I said, I think it's like $70, $80, something like that. It's competitive. It's competitive. I wouldn't say it's quite the Civivi range necessarily, but I mean, overall, it's not bad. I would prefer a bigger knife, and I would prefer maybe a little bit better of a Tanto tip on it. But overall, it is personal preference. That is my preference. Overall, the knife is pretty nice. It's got pretty good action on it. It won't just flip over. The detent's pretty good, not overly aggressive at all. You can thumb flick it, you can spidey flick it, whatever, you know, middle finger flick. And it does it pretty well. You don't really need any wrist. You just do have to be careful releasing it because you don't want that thing to come down on your blade. You can kind of get your thumb up there like that and catch just the back of the blade there where it won't. But if your finger's not right there, it can get you. Hasn't gotten me yet, but it does have the possibility of it. So anyhow, and the pocket clip is not reversible. So if you're a lefty, you're kind of left out of that one. So again, it just depends on what you like and what you don't want, and not a whole lot of options. It does come in with a couple different scale configurations. I think this is the green micarta. I think there's a black micarta, or I'm trying to think. There might be another version. Oh yeah, orange. It comes in orange too. Maybe a few others too. So anyhow, that's the Bestech Sledgehammer. It's pretty cool, interesting design. It's nice to see guys experimenting a little bit with the Tantos. I would say, like I said, a little bit bigger would be nice. But overall, if you're a small knife guy, this might be the knife for you. Might be worth checking out. Decent price range, not overly aggressively expensive. So there you guys go. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll catch you next time. Have a great day. Bye.